everybody, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some MTG Arena, shall we? Well, what I thought would be fun today would be to do a deck breakdown of a deck that I've been using to ladder and have honed and tried in many iterations, and that is a Tasha's Hideous Laughter deck. So I wanted to make a deck around this card because I think it's hysterical. It's one of my favorite spells from D&D. I got back into Magic because of the D&D set, just to try it out. I saw this card. You can see her tickling the dragon right there, and it's laughing hysterically. And it's just such a funny concept that instead of dueling someone, they want to fight you, you just tickle them. You say, oh, come on, why fight? Let's have a good time. And, you know, you say coochie coochie coo, and they laugh, and the cards fly out of their deck. So this is a very powerful mill card, and this is indeed a mill deck. I've tried this deck, blue-white, and as a control deck. It was slow, and sometimes I could gain control and then play this and, you know, eventually win the game. But it wasn't consistent. I watched videos from Dev over at SBMTG, and his was blue-black, but he gave me the idea for not only the Ruined Crabs, but Maddening Cacophony, which are just two, you know, fantastic mill cards. And then I watched MTG Joe, and he did blue-black as well, and I don't have the Blood on the Snow, so I couldn't really do the blue-black control version of this. And I tried all kinds of iterations. I tried Simic, I tried multicolored with dwarves, you know, weird stuff to try to get this going. And then I saw a list online that was Izzet, and they ran just all spells, you know, frostbites, shocks, all kinds of stuff in the deck. And what I took away from that was Dual Strike, which is the card that I tried to get to work with this initially. I wanted to make a Sorcerer's Class deck with, you know, Demi Lich and Tasha's and Mordenkainen, and it was awful. But this version of the deck combines all of those with my own experience to create a deck that can mill people out incredibly fast, like turn 6. Like, you're facing an aggro deck, and you can mill them out before they can kill you, even though you have only Ruined Crabs as your creatures. And so the key to the deck is dual striking Tasha's, probably twice. You know, if you get this 2 or 3 times, Tasha's Laughter, you're talking about against an aggressive deck with 3 casts, you might get 40, 45 cards. And that's enough to just obliterate people. You add on a mill from Maddening Cacophony and some mill from Ruined Crab, and it's over. Now, the point of the deck is to mill, obviously, and you need this card and this card. So you need these combo pieces. And so you're drawing cards like crazy with Seize the Spoils, Unexpected Windfall, Prismari Command, Expressive Iteration to just cycle through your deck. Wizard class as well. Instead of using Shock, I think Unsummon is a fantastic way to just keep yourself alive. Frostbite, you have those. We're playing the Snowland package, so you can remove some annoying creatures in a fast deck. There's one Test of Talents in case you come up against a control deck, but honestly, you could probably remove this, but it might be more necessary in an environment where people are running a lot of counterspells. It does have the advantage that it mills their counterspells if they have more than one copy of them. But what you want to do is get down a Ruined Crab. I have 4 Evolving Wilds to proc that a couple of extra times, and then just stay alive until you get Dual Strike Tasha's going, and see where you're at. You know, you might be able to cast this twice natively. It's cheap. It's only 3. Maddening Cacophony is 2. In a control matchup where you're facing somebody who has a lot of expensive cards and Tasha's isn't doing the lifting that you want it to do, you might have to Maddening Cacophony with the kicker to just chop half their deck off, and then you can Tasha's them with a dual strike, and it probably will be enough. So it's getting a feel for it and understanding when to mill, how many turns you have to survive, and what pieces you need in the mulligan. And we're going to kind of talk through that as we go through. But I'm running 4 Ruined Crabs as the only creature, 3 Unsummons, 2 Wizard Class for card draw, 4 Frostbite to knock the battlefield clean, 2 Into the Royals. And this is a cool card because it functions like Unsummon, but you can also use it on like Skeletal Swarming or Tegrid's Lantern, some annoying stuff that you want to just buy an extra turn against. 3 Maddening Cacophonies, you can go to 4 on this if you like. 1 Test of Talents, 4 Dual Strikes, and this is the fork that just makes everything pop. Expressive Iteration is a ridiculously strong card. 4 of those to hit land drops, to filter through your deck. 4 Tashas, this is your kill card. 4 Seize Despoils, draw a card, put a treasure out, get enough mana to do what you want. 1 Prismari Command, that's mostly only because I just have one of these, but at the same time, it's great for destroying artifacts like the Lantern or other things that are plaguing you. Draw 2, discard 2 is nice if you have some cards early in the game that you don't care about, but sometimes it doesn't become useful to draw 2, discard 2 because you have combo pieces in your hand and you don't want to discard them, but you can make that work. It also does 2 damage, which is another way to patrol the battlefield. Unexpected Windfall is slow. You don't want a lot of these in the beginning of the game, but it gives you great card draw and 2 treasures. And then I'm running 3 duels, 1 pathway, just basic snow lands, and 4 Evolving Wilds. And the reason I'm running a lot of basic is because I'm running Evolving Wild. So that explains that. And you would be surprised, but the best way I've found to run Tasha's is to do it quickly, to just mill as fast as possible. You're not trying to surprise anybody. You're trying to just tell them right away by dropping a Ruined Crab early or Maddening Cacophony early, I'm going to mill you. And get them out of the game as quickly as you can. Put the pressure on them. People will start to panic, play badly when their deck gets depleted, and you can get someone milled much quicker than you thought possible with this deck. So I'd like to do one trial game with this deck to see how it plays in the standard 2022 environment and see what you want in a mulligan. Okay, so looking at this hand, we do have a Ruined Crab and 2 land. You want at least 2 land. We have 1 of each color. That's pretty good. We have a Wizard Class and an Into the Royal, which we can play. But these are very slow. And this is something I am going to keep this hand, but it's very, very close to mulligan. And I almost probably should mulligan this because I think you want to have a Tasha's and or a Dual Strike, one of your pieces in your hand, to make sure you can fire off fast enough. But in this case, we're going to see if we can just draw a land and use Seize Despoils and Wizard Class to get the pieces that we want. Okay, we didn't draw a land, but we got Expressive Iteration for next turn. Expressive Iteration you do not want to play right now. You want to play it on turn 3 before you play a land drop, or on successive turns before you play a land drop, because you want to be able to hit a land with your Ruined Crab, of course, but you also want to be able to make sure you can play that land that you put into exile with Expressive Iteration. And see, this is something that people will do. They will remove that crab as fast as they possibly can, and to be honest, 100% fine. The reason that's fine is because it gives us a situation where they've done nothing for their turn except pay 2 mana to kill our 1-drop. And that is 100% cool. I'm going to do Wizard class. So they've slowed down the tempo, and this gives us a free turn to just play that, right? Draw those lands. So now land is never a problem for us. You really only need about 5 land to do what you want to do to kill. Alright, and they're playing a Priest of Ancient Lore, which they're drawing a card. How beautiful is that, right? Okay, so what I'm actually going to do here is play an island and Unexpected Windfall. I'm going to nuke a mountain and draw a bunch of cards. And we just got one of our kill cards right there. And we will pass. We have another Unexpected Windfall that we can play and kill our Seize the Spoils. Okay. They're going to be sacrificing their creatures on a Pyre of Heroes. And we say to that, okay. Now that is something we can enter the Royal if we don't like it. But honestly, they're going to be taking cards out of their deck if they want to do that, and that's fine. Okay, so we are drawing just an astronomical amount of land, and because of that, I'm actually going to keep my Seize the Spoils and just get rid of another mountain. We don't have to worry about Counterspell with these people. They're playing white-black, right? And so now we have Dual Strike and Tasha's. They have 45 cards left. So what we're going to try to do at this point, I am going to just put this in Foretell mode. I will use 1 treasure to do that. And do I want to Seize the Spoils right now? Yeah, I actually am. They're playing slow, so I have time to just do a bunch of stuff until it gets crazy. So I'm going to Seize the Spoils. I'm going to use all my treasure. This will get me 1 treasure back, and I'm going to blow up my other Seize the Spoils to do this. And we got another Tasha's. So we now have 3 guaranteed casts of Tasha's. We got 1 crab off. I think with a Maddening Cacophony or another Dual Strike, we pretty much win. Alright, they're playing Kaya. Boom. And we say to that, okay, they're going to do a lot of ETB work with their Kaya. And that is great. Please, ETB, Priest of Ancient Lore, please draw cards, right? This is a thing. People love drawing cards. And so they help you along with this job. So they're going to draw a card right now. Oh, I thought that came back in. Never mind. Well, the good thing is we drew Maddening Cacophony. And this game played out. Like I said, you're going to kill people on turn 6. It's turn 6 right now, and we're not going to kill them. But look at this. They have 44 cards. We're going to mill half, just like this. And they're dead next turn. I don't think that they're... Unless they kill us this turn from 16, I don't think they have anything. I can... basically... yeah, I have enough with my treasure to cast Tasha's twice and Dual Strike, and they have 21 cards. So they're just incredibly dead. I'm just going to Dual Strike Tasha's, and that should kill them, but I have another Tasha's behind if it doesn't. They probably know that they've already lost the game. I'm just kidding. They don't know that. They're playing stuff. They're starting to figure it out. But this is the power of this deck. Okay. Roll it. Ghost form it.
I got you.
Kaya's got you. Alright, and then it's our turn. We just Dual Strike. 1 Tasha. This should be fine. And there goes some of their deck. And there goes all of their deck. And see, we have another Tasha even behind. We had so much mill, we didn't even need it. Right? So, that was a game where we didn't even draw in our opening hand Dual Strike or Tasha's, but because there's so much card draw and people take time to deal with your Ruin Crab. They're like, oh, you've got a Ruin Crab. I need to take a turn to deal with that. We have Unsummon into the Royal to buy us that turn. And what I've noticed with this deck is that in terms of sequencing, the timing is just there with this deck. And what I mean is you beat people a turn before they can kill you. Like, it's in terms of the tempo of the way most people are playing on ladder right now with standard 2022, and I've been grinding this like from platinum tier 4. I started late this month and I've got all the way up to 1, just bam 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 with this deck. The games go fast. That's the thing about the control version of this deck. It just took too long and it's not great for grinding, but this version of the deck actually goes fast enough where it's legit for grinding. And you can use the Ruin Crab to cause them to invest mana and lose tempo, or block goblins or other aggressive decks for a while. It's a 0/3 body, just helps you stay alive long enough, and as long as you get your pieces, you're going to be in the game. Now, of course, you could still get blown away. You can get mana screwed and stuff like that, but that happens to everybody. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little glimpse at the deck. Please put any questions or comments you have below, any suggestions you have for it, any things you've tried with a deck like this. I know Mill is not for everyone. Some people hate it. Some people don't like playing this or playing against it, and that's totally fine. I completely get it. I just want to use this card that references a classic D&D spell that I've always found amusing, and it's a card about amusement in and of itself. So take care, everyone, and I will check you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.